Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Football Inc. How are you? I hope you're all happy and healthy, doing the things that you love with those you love to do them with. Another day in the life of certain clubs, fan bases, and certain fans are in meltdown mode. I am, of course, wearing the wig. I wanted to say try harder, but I need to work harder on the wig because the wig isn't quite, patterns of hair play. Not good, but better. How's everybody doing? Please, guys, smash the like button for us. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. We are back doing another roundup of all things football for you. Transfer news, views, and clues. We've got the predicciones to go through from last weekend. We've got to clear that one up. And we also have to look in the FA Cup preview for today as well. Big up to you all. Please smash the like, subscribe, notification bell button should be squeezed, comment section should be dropped. We are, of course, sponsored by the wonderful people over at OK Jersey. If you're looking for your football gear, new, old, retro, any kind of gimmick you want, you can find it at OK Jersey. You can also find all of your athleisure wear as well, all of your training stuff, your unbranded stuff, everything you want, best value in town, best prices, best quality. Search for OK Jersey, but you get an extra 8% off if you smash the code THINK at checkout. Before I come over and find out how Johnny H is doing, we also have to remind you guys that we are always available on your podcast platforms. As long as YouTube processes the video in time, it will be up on Spotify where you can watch us back, or Apple Pods and Amazon and all that jazz where you can listen to us back. So if your podcasting is your preferential platform choice, then please search for Football Inc. or go into the description and find our link and smash the granny out of it. Give us a follow and a rating. Johnny, how are you, mate?
I'm okay. Do you know what? You've inspired me this afternoon, Sean, that I'm going to have to go and find a wig. And I think we should do a show with a wig, each with a wig. I might get myself a little afro.
Well, it only took literally 10 words.
Oh no, it happened again. What did he just say? I guess it's time to say goodbye. We're getting canceled today.
Unbelievable stuff, mate. Unbelievable stuff.
I might get one. We should both wear words. I think we might need to hold a minute's silence, Sean, before the show begins, because the news has reached us that Adamada Lookman could be signing for Fenerbahce.
Oh. Stick a fork in our season, Johnny. It is done, bro. Our season. What are we doing here? £1.5 million loan fee, by the way, or euro loan fee, plus an option.
I mean,
what are we doing here?
Where is Turkey getting all its money from? Tell me, explain that to me. Turkey. Put that turkey on, Sean.
This is the turkey segment. The turkey segment of the show.
Where are Turkey getting all their money from? Let's be serious, right? Turkey, who extended their transfer window so that they could pick up all the bargain basements, all the players at the end of the summer transfer window and the January transfer window that hadn't been sorted by others or acquired by others. They couldn't even afford to pay wages. They often reneged on wages, and some of the clubs were taken to the arbitration court to get their money. Now, suddenly, we see certain people, Roman Abramovich and other Saudi investment vehicles, suddenly finding their way into Turkey. And let's be honest, Turkey is probably right up there with the most corrupt leagues in European football. We saw the other month with I can't remember how many hundred officials was it, Sean, that were suspended.
Yeah, it was like, wasn't it? No, there was 4,500, weren't they, that were suspended, and like 100 and 115 were actually in the. Oh no, less than that. Maybe like 85 were from the Superliga.
Yeah, and there was one official who was officiating had made 18,000 bets. 18,000 bets on the football. Games he was officiating in.
I reckon Ivan Toney will end up there pretty quick. pretty sharp. As will better probably.
Yeah. So exactly.
And Tonali, to be honest, he'll disappear back there as well.
Tonali might be there as well. Look, I mean, the thing is, I don't understand how it's like a light's gone on and suddenly Turkey has the money. Victor Osimhen going there when he could have gone anywhere else, and suddenly they've offered him a deal that's on par with what you'd expect to get from Saudi Arabia or Qatar. So
money laundering of the highest order, mate. And to be honest, mate, I don't want to be
allegedly.
My mic is echoey. Sorry, guys. Hang on, let me fix my mic.
Allegedly, Sean.
Allegedly, of course. Yeah, is that better? There we go.
Yeah, allegedly. Look, Turkish football's there to be exploited. We know all the trouble that Jose Mourinho had, going mental at games, saying the game's corrupt, the referee was corrupt, and everyone saying to him, how very dare you, and trying to drive the guy out of Turkish football. And then they exposed the actual plan to try and drive him out of Turkish football because he was exposing the corruption that was going on. And he's been proved right every step. They said he was paranoid. No, he wasn't paranoid because they uncovered all the emails trying to get him out. And
the guy that said the world is out to get me, well, at least a big part of it was. They genuinely were out to get him.
They genuinely were. And then his expose on the referees and, being laughed at by the Turkish Federation, then turns out once he's left to be absolutely bang on the money. But I suppose, some of these players, they don't give a crap. So if Ademar Lukman thinks his career is going from Atalanta, playing in the Champions League to going to play in Fenerbahce, good luck to him, mate. Good luck to him. He could have been.
I bet it begs the question: what are the Premier League doing? It's not just Tottenham. There's a lot of teams in the Premier League that could do with a player that's versatile, that's powerful, that can drive at players, and that can shoot and score with unbelievable conversion with both feet.
Yep, and he's played in the Premier League before.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. Yeah, exactly. I'd say he's Prem experienced. I wouldn't say he's Prem proven because I think he struggled a little bit in the Premier League, didn't he? But that was 4 years ago.
Very young, mate. Yeah, very young. I don't know. I mean, it's a bit of a baffler. I mean, I know he's at AFCON, and the Nigerians. I don't know what was the score last night in the Nigerian game, or is that today? It might be today, or is it yesterday? Let's have a look.
Versus Algeria, 2-0. So Nigeria are through. Victor Osimhen and Akor Adams scored that.
And Egypt beat the Ivory Coast.
And Senegal beat Mali. Morocco beat Cameroon 2-0. And Egypt, what a game that is, by 3-2. Egypt, Mo Salah, Rami Rabia, and Omar Mamouche got the goals. Cracking game. Looks like a cracking game. Egypt went 2-0 up. Then an own goal. Oh, what the hell was that? Own goal by Fatouche.
They went 2-0 up, then an own goal.
Then 3-1 up, and then 3-2 up with 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes to go.
Well, I suppose Egypt, Morocco are through. So it's going to be Egypt, Morocco. I thought some of the African teams, Senegal are through, aren't they?
Yeah, so the semi-finals are going to be
Senegal versus
Nigeria, Egypt, and Morocco. I don't know who plays who. Has it been picked? The semi-final. Here we go. The semi-final is Senegal versus Egypt and Nigeria versus Morocco.
There you go.
That's on Wednesday night.
I'll be watching that. I'll be watching some of that. So they will be back very soon. Omar Mamouche getting games obviously for Egypt as well. Look, I'm not sure. Listen, the one thing to take away from all of this is the FA Cup should not be touched anymore. After yesterday and the game on Friday, this wanting to tinker with the FA Cup to bring more money in. No, just bring more money into the FA Cup. Don't be tinkering with it anymore. There's no replays. It has to be done on the day. The replay days I used to love all that, but it's all geared around Premier League and European football, and our heritage has been put on the back burner. And for me, the FA Cup can never change. I've seen so many people put it down over the years, but when you look at what happened with Macclesfield, what happened with some of the other games with Wrexham and the like, then I think it's not possible. Unfortunately, my team yesterday, my local team, Boreham Wood, got absolutely smashed out the park 5-0 by Burton, who hadn't won in, I don't know what. Sometimes it just doesn't go for you. But no, I don't want to see it changed. I really don't. Long may it continue that we have giant killing acts like we had against Macclesfield. I'll tell you what was great watching that game, when the camera panned to Steve Parish. Yeah, and I was thinking, karma's come to town, mate.
Yeah,
karma. Yeah,
unbelievable. I mean, look, we'll go through the games. Obviously, Wrexham, massive. We spoke about them yesterday, but massive result for them.
Yeah.
Port Vale, Fleetwood. Port Vale won that one. Macclesfield beating Palace, obviously massive. Everton couldn't even score. Couldn't even get a penalty. I don't know what was going on with that penalty shootout. Absolutely insane.
Have you seen there's a guy at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. He does a video, right? So he's in there and he's in the concourse and he's going, "Where are you going? Where are you going?"
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Where are you going, lads?
Yeah, not fans.
Yeah, that's not support. Where are you going? You going home? It's 2-0. And someone goes, "It's 3-0. Is it fucking 3-0? I'll fucking come out with you."
He's brilliant. He did another one the other week. I mean, honestly, 3-0 on penalties at home. I mean, Jesus Christ, honestly. I tell you what, Roof, what a goalkeeper he is. What a season he's having.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be like, I think they'd be lucky to hang on to him by the end.
He was like the Sells, though. What's his name? Sells last year for Forest was fantastic. And then this year, not so good. So I don't know. Maybe Roof's just having a blinder, but maybe he's just a great goalkeeper. I don't know. But yeah.
Very confident, mate. Very confident. He did very well. Go on, let's go through the...
Everton obviously dumped out by Sunderland. Great result for them. Wolves 6-1 against Shrewsbury. Obviously compelling and conviction victory for them. That might be, some sort of catalyst for them to really work into the final 18 games of the season.
Strand Larson, maybe. It's the first time he scored a hat-trick.
Yeah. Good news for him. Because, listen, if he can get back, I think Wolves have got too much to do, but they've got the manager in that they probably need. Maybe they'd have to go on a hell of a run. But you never know. Stranger things have happened. Leicester doing the business over Cheltenham. Didn't see the highlights, so I don't really have much to say on that one. Did you see that?
I was flipping it in between the game. I mean, listen, it wasn't, an absolute rampant win from them. So listen, it's what was expected. I thought Cheltenham might give them more of a trouble. The one that I thought would be an interesting game turned out to be just that, was Stoke versus Coventry. Did you see the goal? What a goal.
I didn't see it, no.
What an unbelievable goal. Lamine, is it? Lamine Cisse, right? If you haven't seen the goal, go and watch the goal. Unbelievable goal. Is there a bit of a wobble on at Coventry, Sean, all of a sudden?
Oh, I don't know, mate. Maybe they're just like, you know what, the FA Cup's a distraction right now. We're not going to win the FA Cup. Let's just get back to being top of the table. They've just signed in our boy, haven't they? Yang Min Hyuk. Yeah,
Yang Min Hyuk. But I don't know. There's few signs of a wobble, but you never know. Brentford against Sheffield Wednesday. They never really broke sweat, to be truthful with you. They had lots of chances that they kept missing. Lewis Potter missed a couple. Is that someone asking whether
it actually wasn't attempted? Yeah, I got it from Timu, and I was trying to get the Thomas Frank hairstyle, but Unfortunately, the one that they showed you on the picture had a bit of curl to it. That one, the hair's too straight. I don't know if you can like
Tongs out, Sean. Get the tongs out.
yeah, get the top. I don't know, but it's not real hair though, is it? It's just like plastic strands. So I'm pretty sure it will just go and just burn up. But if I can do it, I will. I might buy a few different wigs. I'm actually quite partial to it. I think it's quite fun. Maybe I'm opening myself up like a can of baked beans there, but.
I mean,
I don't mind wearing a wig. Oh, it's quite good fun to do it.
This is going to be turning into the wig show. And here we have Sean Butler with the latest curly wig. Will you get one long and curly?
I'm definitely going to get like.
What about a 1980s wet look curly one?
I might get that. I definitely might get that one.
Best.
Yeah. Going to get you an afro one, unless you've asked.
I need an afro one, mate.
What is this?
What is this? What is this? Manchester City 10. They let them score at the end. Exeter 1. George Birch getting the all-important goal at 10-1. Semenyo getting his goal. He came on as a sub. He came off. Sorry, got a goal and assist. Came off after 60 minutes for Doku.
Scored in his debut.
Goal and an assist on his debut.
Not bad.
But he's playing Exeter. Let's see what happens. Do you remember? I'm trying to remember. When was the last time someone scored 10 goals? I mean, you thought they would have taken it easy on them, wouldn't you? But they absolutely demoralised them, even with their second string.
Yeah.
I mean, go easy, lads.
He's down, guys. Jump on his head.
I mean, it's 5-0, guys. Go easy. No. We want 15.
Yeah.
Can you imagine 100%. Being in the crowd for that one?
People are asking for a Conte. Hang on a second. This club. Guys, 20 years at this club. Nothing changed. This same club, the owners, the players, nothing changed.
Ain't that the truth?
He was right.
The truth.
He was right.
That the truth. What else we got here? Newcastle Bournemouth. Wow, what a game that was, mate. It looked like Newcastle were going out. Bournemouth had finally done it, and then they get a penalty in the 95th minute. The 95th minute. I thought it was all over for Newcastle. Anthony Gordon converting from the spot. And then they went into extra time, as we know. And Harvey Barnes scores 118 minutes. They thought it was all over. And then Marcus Tavernier scores literally 122nd minute to take it to penalties. But Newcastle won 7-6.
Unbelievable.
I mean, really, considering the amount of injuries they have, Bournemouth, and what they're going through now, having sold off more or less the entire team, to still be producing results like that or efforts like that, fantastic. At least they went out fighting, which
over 120 minutes. Sorry, over 120 minutes. They carried on fighting the whole time.
Correct.
Unlike our donut club that can only string together 45 minutes.
Yeah, 45 minutes is all we can manage.
Ever since Conte, we have been a one half of football FC team, isn't it? Even when we're playing well, we were always we were second half FC under Conte. We were second half FC sometimes under Ange. Sometimes we were first half FC. But I can't remember the last time we put 90 minutes of decent football together against the team.
No. We're not dominating anything or anybody. And it's basically been a shit show. I mean, yesterday they dominated us in that first half. We'll come on to that in a minute, but we'll come to them. Ipswich 2, Blackpool 1. Nothing surprising there. Fulham against Borough. Borough taking a lead with an in-demand Hayden Hackney scoring that opening goal. But the man on form at the moment, Harry Wilson, turned the game around as per usual with a nice finish and a nice assist as well.
At Fulham, sorry, you're talking about, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, there's Fulham missing 4 players at AFCON at the moment.
4 or 5,
Bassey's missing. Bassey's missing. Iwobi's missing. Who else is missing? Chukwuemeka, is it?
Chukwuemeka, yeah.
Chukwuemeka. He's I think there's another one that they've
another
got.
one, yeah. I'm trying to think of the other one as well.
He's doing very well. And yet questions were being asked at the beginning of the season about Marco Silva as to his ability to
I still have questions about him, mate, to be honest. There's a couple of guys that work. I go down to my local co-op. The only time I leave the house really is to go to the co-op or to take the dog out for a walk. And when I go to the co-op, there's these two young fellas that are like the biggest Fulham fans. Like you don't put like loyal, hardcore fans and Fulham in the same sentence, but these guys, they come to work on their bike wearing their Fulham kits, whatever, their Fulham clobber, and they always talk to me about football. And I'm like, what do you think of Marco Silva? And they both say he's not all he's cracked up to be. Like, he's got such a better reputation among non-Fulham fans than he does at Fulham, than he does within the Fulham fan base, or at least the ones that we speak to. I was like, really? Why? He's like, oh, he's frustrating. There's so many frustrating things about him. His substitutions can baffle you. His ability to to galvanize the team for games when, like, you know, you're not expecting much, but he'll nick a draw. But then games where you should be winning, you don't, and you get outplayed and outclassed. I tend to listen to people that like follow their club.
Listen, look, we're a football channel, and you have to listen to the fans from that channel, from each of the club channels, to gauge what's going on and the sense of feeling on the ground. You know, our club is not the only shit show in town. You know, Man United's a shit show, Chelsea's a shit show. The only difference is they spend money and they win trophies. I mean, yes, Spurs won a trophy, but on the whole, it's been 17 years of mediocrity on the whole. With nothing much to shout about. But that's why it's always good to speak to people from other clubs. Burnley 5, Millwall 1. This was a bit of a surprise because Millwall have been doing well in the Championship, but they absolutely steamrolled Millwall. 5-1.
Ashley Barnes in the race there, very nice for him.
Who did you say?
Ashley Barnes.
Ashley Barnes. And then Bournemouth, as I said, bit of a shock to lose 5-0. I thought they would really cause a surprise there. The only surprise was it was the opposite way around, with a struggling Burton team that suddenly found their shooting boots. Then our game last night. Don't know really what to say about that, Sean.
Well, it was a game of two halves, really, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah.
I went there. Shot ourselves in the foot with a terrible first half performance, lackluster, lackadaisical, horrendous defensive, systematic. Like, I don't know what the word would be. We were just opened up like with surgery for that first goal. Konza just standing outside, just outside the centre circle, on his side, looking up for movement, and he just decides to pass it like no angle on it, just vertically towards the goal. And he splits four Tottenham midfielders or 4 Tottenham players in half. Goes to the guy in the middle. I think that was initially Buendia, who then turned and gets on it. Yeah, but I think he was the person who received the pass from Konza, who then turned to John McGinn, and then John McGinn feeds in, or whoever it was, Marley, whatever his name is, feeds it into Buendia to score. Just so easy, mate. Surgical passing, but there was no angles on it. There was no it was just through balls because we were just
mate. Honestly, I love Buendia. Right, he's got such fantastic feet. He was brilliant against us in the home game. Yeah. Actually, the game ended up 2-1, exactly the same game, right, as last time. The only difference is same goal, same score. And Morgan Rogers scored the decisive one in that game last season as well. And it was a game of two halves. They went 2-0 up last season at Villa Park, and they went 2-1 up here. I absolutely love Buendia. No, he got a goal and an assist. He just moves the ball so quickly, and he's perpetual motion. Now, I watched in that first half, and Javi Simmons was pissing me right off because unlike Archie Gray, who kept coming deep from the midfield to get the ball time and time again, at least he was showing for the ball, right? He kept running away from the ball. He hardly ever came short. By one moment where he picked up the ball, late in the first half, and then drove through, which set up Moani of sorts, which was a nice finish.
Yeah, that was a nice move.
It was a nice move, nice finish. But it's too little, too late. You can't be hiding in the first half of a game, mate, when you've been out for 3 games. All right, you've got to show yourself. But in the second half, Paulinho was just a man possessed. He was unbelievable in that second half. He was winning tackle after tackle after tackle, and then giving the ball. And his work rate and his tackling enabled, in my opinion, Xavi Simons to shine far greater in that.
Because he won the ball back in transition, mate. And in transition, people aren't organised. And he won it back, and then he gave it straight to Xavi, and Xavi just drove into space because Villa weren't organised in that. And that was the catalyst for so much of Tottenham's value in the second half. All started with him. I've been saying this. I know you've been saying it as well. I wanted him in the summer before he was even linked to us. I know you did. Yeah. And just people that, I said this in a video as well a couple of days ago, and I was going on my rant. People that don't rate him, they don't get it. They don't get what it is that he can do. They focus too much on what he can't do and not enough on what he can. He's a leader. He elevates through exceptional discipline to his own craft. Yeah. And he's someone that leads by example. He should be the captain of our football club. I know you can't make a loanee a leader. A captain. I get that. But you also say don't fall in love with your own loan players, right? But like I genuinely think that guy is the sort of mentality monster that we need to duplicate in other positions around the pitch, and we just don't have any of them. And he is his performance yesterday was exemplary and exceptional, and he should be celebrated despite everyone going into meltdown about our season being over. People should take a minute to appreciate the things that were good, and one of them was his unbelievable performance yesterday.
It was unbelievable. And listen, I've got to tell you, it's not just on the pitch, it's off the pitch. Like I said, when I posted the video of everyone getting off the bus and ignoring him, at least he acknowledged, he put his hand up. It acknowledged the people that were there calling his name. And then after the fracas that was at Bournemouth at the end, he was the one that came over, not offering to punch the living daylights out of it. And I'm fed up with the press mentioning Paulinho and Mickey van der Ven confronting the fans. No, he didn't. No, Porro and Mickey van der Ven did. He went over and he says, I understand your frustration. We're trying our best. We're doing everything we can. And yesterday, he was mad. He was mad. He was livid that they lost yesterday. He gave a shit tenfold more than anyone else on that pitch. So when Ollie Watkins was like that.
I love that. I loved seeing that. I don't mind seeing fracases between players. I don't want to see fracases between the fans and the players, because the fans are saying you're not doing enough, and the players are saying, who are you to challenge me? That's what pisses me off.
They're making more
of that. Need to own their shit and recognize the relationship and the contract that is signed between the fans and the players. We will support you. We will celebrate you. We'll sing your name. We'll buy your shirt. We will adore you, especially kids. And the point you made when you saw them at the Bournemouth game, and it was clearly, in my opinion, there was an instruction from the team to like avoid fans if you can, because you don't want to have more bad PR. But actually, it's those sorts of decisions that actually lead to bad PR, because all the fans that queue up, that wait there, all they want, and especially the kids, mate, 8-10-year-olds, when you were 10 years old, if you got to just lock eyes with your hero for 3 seconds, he knows I exist.
Yeah.
Or you'll love them forever.
Correct.
When you go past them and you blank them, you're heartbroken.
You go to school in the morning. I was at Bournemouth yesterday, and Paulinho said hi to me, or Xavi said hi to me, whatever. It's a nanosecond of their time, but it means everything. And, Paulinho yesterday, even when he was walking back to the centre circle when he left the fracas, right? What I love is that the press are talking more about that and Spurs' behaviour, again, more so than they've all forgotten a Martinelli booting Connor Bradley, who, by the way, is out for the remainder of the season, and bouncing a ball on his head, right? That's all forgotten. I want to make a big thing about this. But he was walking towards the centre circle from the corner where they were having the fracas, and you could see he was still buzzing, and you could hear him go, fucking.
Yeah.
You can see him doing it, but he walked over to the fans. He was the first one to walk over to the fans and applaud them. And like you said, if he was to stay here, he shows more leadership and captain actions than our so-called captain and vice captain, who seem to be either storming off. Now, remember, Mickey van der Ven stormed off down the tunnel and ignored Thomas Frank.
Yeah.
Mickey van der Ven.
As did Jed Spence twice.
Yeah.
Right?
And Mickey van der Ven.
New doggy.
Mickey
and then
van der Ven coming over.
Sorry.
Yeah, but Mickey van der Ven coming over and wanting to confront the fans again. And now hearing stories that, he's interested in leaving at the end of the season. Well, really? Yeah, you've got a contract, mate.
Listen, honest to God, I want people that want to be at the football club. The first priority on the pecking order above talent. Obviously, everything else comes into it, right? But talent, work rate, skill set, acumen, all these different things. Number one on the priority list has to be willingness to be here. If you don't want to be here, then you only ever if you feel like you're a prisoner, like it's like the idea, not to get off topic, but it's like the idea that slaves built the pyramids. What slaves put in all that accuracy, did they? Slaves really worked out how to do that to the finest. Come on now. If you're a prisoner.
They had no education. They've had no education, right? But suddenly they can build a pyramid.
Empower your workforce, right? Like make them happy and they'll give you an extra 20%. And if Tottenham players don't want to be at Tottenham, then they shouldn't be here. Simple as that. Same with any football club, I think.
I'm in agreement, and I think there could be major overhaul come this summer. Just on a quick bypass on stuff. I see Ho, the women's team manager, who are having a fantastic season. I think they're level or a couple of points off a Champions League, which is incredible. He's saying that Vinay and the team and the recruitment team have been unbelievable to him, giving him all the players that he wants, everything he's asked for, he's been getting. And they have already made 3 or 4 signings in this transfer window for the women's team.
Okay. Have they? Right.
Are they prioritising the women's football over the men's?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't even watch them. I've got no idea about.
No, but how can you be securing deals and one guy's happy and one guy's there pissing in the wind with sand running through the fingers because
how much does a female player cost?
Listen, the fact that they're recruiting them, and we've recruited potentially one Brazilian left back who's 19, and we've sold Brennan Johnson. We've got no replacement. We still haven't replaced Son. We haven't replaced Kane. We haven't replaced absolutely anyone. We've lost Kudus. We've lost Richarlison. We've lost Bergvall. We've lost Bentancur. Kulu's not coming back for at least another month at least. Maddison's out for the remainder.
That whole thing's fucking weird as well.
I mean, come
on.
Why
they put an injection in his knee?
Yeah.
If they put an injection in his knee, it's because, what's that? It's not going to be stem cells, is it? It's going to be pain relief, right?
Yeah.
Which means that his knee is nowhere near fucking ready.
Nowhere near.
What are we doing? What is that medical? This is where Conte was right he might have been right again in the principal thing, but he was right This club. 20 years. I don't understand why. Again, it's not a common thing. This is not just a Tottenham theme, but there should be, if there's daily pre-match press conferences, there should be, in the January window, there should be daily transfer updates, and it should be from the guys responsible for the transfers, not Thomas.
Why isn't he coming out? Why isn't
Paratici Lang? Where are they? And why not have the medical team come out and explain why it is that Solanke's taken 7 months, 9 months, 5 months longer than more, and Dragusin? Why is it that he's suddenly
the manager? Why has the manager got to take that flack? Why doesn't the head of medical affairs come out and say,
100%.
Yes, he's got a hibiscus injury, he's got this, he's got that, or whatever.
Be the change, right? Just because it's not common in the Premier League, if it is common in Italy or Spain and it makes sense, then let's adopt it. Because Thomas Frank doesn't know his arse from his elbow about a fibula and a tibula and what it is and a patella and ligaments. He's not going to be able to go by what he's
told. He only goes by what he's told. The same with the signings, right? Well, when you see Personality Plus Johan Lang, I mean, I saw him yesterday, mate. Sat in the director's box. I mean, the guy for me is just, I don't know, he's like vanilla. I mean, look at him. Look at him.
Yeah, I know, mate. Yeah.
I mean, look at him. That's what he's like in a coma, the guy. Where is it? All we ever used to see with Paratici was on the phone. Sorry, guys, can't talk. I'm on the phone. Wheeling, dealing.
I honestly don't think he could sell drugs to an addict. No, I genuinely think he hasn't got any of the panache, any of the whatever the X factor is.
Je ne sais quoi.
Mate, let's move on from Tottenham though.
Yeah.
Let's finish up. So I think we're done. So the previews of the FA Cup games today is Portsmouth 1, Arsenal 1 currently. Interesting start to that game. Other games, there's a couple of spicy games today that are being played. Derby County has just lost to Leeds. I haven't seen it yet. It's literally just finished.
Yeah, 3-1, wasn't it?
3-1, yeah. And then the last 4 games, I think, it's not the last 4 games. There's actually quite a lot of games today.
Arsenal, here, listen to this. Let me just say to you that Arsenal, true to form, this is the 5th goal. I think this is the 5th own goal that Arsenal have scored in the last 8 games.
Yeah, and it came from a set piece. But whilst we're talking about Arsenal, have you seen the news that Arsenal have just hired, where is it? Yes, Arsenal have hired the world's leading throw-in coach, Thomas Gronemark.
Yeah.
Gronemark. As they look to further weaponize set pieces and squeeze marginal gains in their Premier League title pursuit. The move underlines Arsenal's focus on fine details as they chase their first league title in over 20 years. That's coming from the Sunday Times. So Thomas Gronemark has joined their...
He will join Tom Daly, who is the diving coach. And Tom Hardy is the acting coach to go with the dive, so that the scream,
Unbelievable, yeah. They've hired the CEO of Hallmark to figure out how to increase the likelihood of cards for their opposition. Fantastic.
Honestly, every angle, they know everything. There isn't a stone turned up. There isn't a stone that left unturned. Right? A win at all costs. There is no bridge they won't cross to get that inch of a margin. Well, some could say that's a winner's mentality. Sean?
Well, it is, yeah. It is.
You know,
it's not good for them, but they haven't negated or neglected figuring out the rest of their football beforehand. They're like they know how to play football.
Yeah.
And then they go, okay, let's just get those extra 1 or 2 percentage points.
It's filth, mate. They remind me. You won't remember this, but the Leeds United of the day under Don Revy, they were filth.
Yeah,
absolute filth. And
my dad told me about him, and then Don Revy left, and they brought in Don Revy was a nice guy, right? Nice guy manager, but a nasty guy on the pitch or a nasty team. And then they brought in the geezer from Nottingham Forest, and he got sacked within like 8 games. Brian Clough, yeah, because he was too horrible for them. They didn't like his style.
But the point is, that Arsenal have got that edge to them. Everything's got the edge, surrounding the referee, leaving a little bit on the thing, questioning the body language. I think they study body language as well to influence the referee. Good luck to them. And Tom Daly, mate.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
I wish them all the bad luck in the world, if I'm honest. I think no biases on the camera, but that's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Daly might do the diving coach, but it might need... I mean, the judo coach that they hired the other week, when he brought down the player on the blind side of the referee, fantastic, to avoid a second yellow card. And the own goal coach... I'm not sure. Do you know where the own goal coach is? I think they've got 5 in the last 8 games. Fantastic stuff. All about the market.
Yeah, look, fair play to them. Well, they're playing right now. Obviously, we got some other games today. We got Swansea, West Brom about to kick off. Hull against Blackburn Rovers about to kick off. Norwich, Walsall, West Ham, QPR, London Derby. There. Well, let's talk about that.
I mean,
what do you reckon?
I think if West Ham loses that, there's 2 massive games. If they lose that, then I think he could be gone. But on the flip side of that, if Spurs don't beat West Ham at home next week, I think that could be Thomas the Frank Engine's last game, mate.
Yeah.
Very possibly. Very possibly.
I think the board need to be spending the next week locked in meetings trying to figure out what their succession plan looks like, because it's going to happen at some point. Although I've got to be honest, mate, I have to be honest. I don't subscribe, not to get back on Tottenham at all, but just quickly on the topic. I don't subscribe to this notion that Thomas Frank puts out that he's seen 6 fabulous performances or very good performances, however he described it, on the bounce. Sorry, Bugsy's on the squeak. I'm going. But nightmare.
It sounds like someone's being tortured in the background.
Yeah. I think someone's watching the Tottenham first half highlights from last night.
Yeah.
The reality is, though, we are somewhat improving in the performances a little bit, aren't we? We are getting a little bit, but Bournemouth wasn't horrendous.
Right, mate, the last 2 those. Look, I'll be honest with you, right? I thought second half against Bournemouth we were really good. And I actually thought the second half against Villa, we were really good. And considering the amount of players that we had out injured again, I wasn't too, unhappy. Hypnosis as well. Alfish, good one. Good one. Any advantage they can find. The windmills that Arteta uses to generate air around the side of the pitch.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Should we do the transfer rumours before we just do the quick recap of the other game?
Well, actually, before we let's just quickly finish off. So you got the West Ham QPR game, which is a big one, and then and then you got.
The big one.
Tomorrow night you've got Liverpool Barnsley. That'll be a good game to watch. Salford City against Swindon Town on Tuesday, but then and Sheffield United Mansfield Town. But the big one, obviously, from today at 4:30 is Manchester United Brighton. Manchester United still haven't got there. I mean, it's going to be what's his name, isn't it, in charge? Fletcher. But they're not sure who they want yet. Manchester United. They still are. We can sort of blend this in here to the transfer rumours, but Manchester United still, they're not sure if they want to bring in Carrick. They want to bring in Solskjaer. It looks like Solskjaer's the favourite to be the interim.
It makes sense to have Solskjaer because although fans were complaining because I think Alex was still fresher in the mind amongst some of the fan base. The old adage, careful what you wish for. He understood the club. He knows the history of the club. And I think, had they maybe stuck with Solskjaer, things might have looked a little bit different. Who knows? But for me, that would make sense. I'm not sure now whether Mbuemo and they'll be back. The winger will be back.
Who? Sorry?
The Man United winger.
Mbuemo and my brain's gone. I don't know whether Brighton's Belieber will be back. Not yet, probably. They'll probably just finish, haven't they? They'll probably be going back, and they'll be back before the end of in a week or so, probably for the next game.
Danilo. Yeah, sorry, Danilo. Yeah.
Who do you reckon will win today, though? Man United, Brighton.
It's an interesting one because I thought that Man City would smash Brighton the other day at home, and they didn't. And so I'm going to go for a Brighton surprise win. But I was saying that was, I think maybe the setup Fletcher is going to use is going to be a little bit more forward thinking and change up the system. And I can see Sesko definitely going on a run of scoring goals. But it's interesting.
No,
I think Sesko could, mate. I think he
couldn't finish his dinner, mate. He's so bad. I've never seen a player with so much hype.
Amad Diallo.
So bad. He's absolutely trash, mate. He's no confidence. That guy was so good in Germany, and he's absolutely diabolical.
All right, listen. You
might be right. You might be right.
Listen, I just think that they might go a little bit more gung ho. It'd be interesting to see whether, as I said,
you go to the back four.
Well, I just see whether Amad and Mbuemo are back or whether Belieber is back. How many of them are back from AFCON? Tell me something just quickly, because I don't want to make it about us, but now he's out. Can you see a way of Bissouma, because of our injuries and what's going on now, that he has to be brought back in to be playing football.
He'll be on the bench for sure, and he'll come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has to, right?
Thomas Frank, mate. If Thomas Frank doesn't decide, like Thomas Frank has allowed Christian Romero to get away with calling out the club twice, or once under Ange Postecoglou. Sorry, the club have allowed him to get away with calling out the club with accusations of dishonesty and all that stuff, and yet you suspend Bissouma for turning up late. Obviously, the balloon thing for sure, it's a horrible look. It's a terrible look for kids and all that sort of stuff. So that has to be punished. But I feel like Bissouma's, if he's turning up to training and he's like, if he's served his punishment for the balloon thing, you can't have two systems of justice. Jed Spence got away with walking off the pitch and dismissing Thomas Frank twice as well. Mickey van der Ven got away with it. Destiny Udogie got away with it. At some point, it looks like there is a two-tier system of justice within the football club for one set of bad behaviour versus another, and it can only be put down to favouritism or something else. So for me, when it comes to what we're seeing right now, Bissouma has to go back into the team.
Needs must, mate. Needs must. He's got to come into that team. Maybe he'll offer us something. Maybe he will turn his corner.
He's playing for a move, right?
Yeah, but we've got an extra year on his contract, so we can extend it. Maybe he will be an answer. Because let's be honest, if you imagine you had a in-focus Bissouma playing alongside Paulinho, I think we'd look very different in the middle of the park.
I totally agree, mate. I totally agree. I don't know, Kevin Danzak. Is that Kevin Danzo you're talking about? Danzo was the best defender on the park yesterday, mate. His stats were unbelievable. Unbelievable. And apparently Stell's tried, he told me that on Monday night Spurs 5, he's going to come and cook me. And he sent me memes and gifs of like firing bullets. And I'm like, I can't wait to reverse engineer this. I cannot wait. Cannot wait for it. So tune in tomorrow night. He's not Donkey Danzo. He won everything in the air. He won every duel. And he cleared the ball 4 times. He did 3 interceptions, 4 blocks. He was the best defender statistically on the park by a mile. Statistically. So people need to, I don't know, part their attention.
They can't help themselves, can they? Some people with that. Look, football's subjective, right? If everyone thought exactly the same, it would be boring. Sean and I would have nothing to talk about. Nothing to talk about.
Mate, this geezer here. Why do you watch us? I'm not a problem. I'm not the problem. Every time you're on my show, every time you're in here, I don't know why you watch us, because you clearly don't appreciate the content that we speak. You're always having a crack. You're more than welcome to stay, but I really just don't understand why you do. Like, it's weird, because all you ever do is just is have a. Listen, we appreciate the view. Next time, though, if you want to slag us off and you want us to look at it, put it in a super chat. All right, that's how it works. But I don't know why you're here. Anyway, let's get into the transfer news, views, and clues, shall we, Johnny boy?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
The rumor mill, it's time we went there to speculate, gesticulate on who will go where.
First up, mate, Oliver Glasner, according to Court Offside, has emerged as the leading candidate with United's hierarchy to become the club's next permanent manager, with the Palace boss currently top of the shortlist. United are also pushing to gain clarity early next week on who will take charge of the team for the remainder of the season. That's from ESPN. Favourites for the job right now, as we mentioned, are Michael Carrick and/or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think we agree, don't we? It's going to be Glasner in the summer.
Well, I think so. I'm sort of amazed as to the fact that they've not moved for him now, but I think this is all down to Jim Ratcliffe. I think Jim Ratcliffe now, who's penny pinching on everything, just says, "Well, look, the guy wants to come. I'm not going to blow money. I'm not going to give Steve Parish any money for 3 months' work. I'm sure we can fight into Europe. I think the aim for Man United is to scrape into some sort of European competition. I sent you the link earlier today on your Instagram, Sean, of the guy that was doing the finances, going through the Manchester United finances. Yeah. And he said they are really unhealthy. I don't think they can have another season without any European football, personally. So I think that's important for them. But yeah, Oliver Glasner for me all day long at Man United, unless there's someone else like a certain Mauricio Pochettino, who is one of the top managers that Jim Ratcliffe really has respect for. Given the choice, Sean, do you think he'll go back to his ex-girlfriend, Pochettino, given the choice, or would he go to Manchester United with the chance to turn it around?
He'd come to Tottenham. He'd come to Tottenham if it was offered to him, but if it isn't offered to him again, he would go to, like last time. He went to Chelsea, but he wanted to come to Spurs. He even said, didn't they, Spurs haven't phoned me. If Spurs don't phone him again, then I think he'll go to Manchester United if they offer it to him. But I don't think that Pochettino... I don't think his standing in football in the zeitgeist is really that strong with fans of that many teams. You know, I feel like it's just a Tottenham thing that we love him because of what we almost achieved 6
Well,
7
we went
years.
from nowhere, didn't we? We went not nowhere, because I loved the football under Harry Redknapp. I love Harry Redknapp. I love the Bale, the Modric, the Van der Vaarts. You know, that's the thing. You know, I've got to be honest with you. If you gave Thomas Frank right now, I'd love to see how he play football with the likes of Walker, Bale, Modric, and all the rest of it. Because, you know, we look back in history, should Harry Redknapp have done better with that team than he did? Because it was a fantastic squad that he had.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%, mate. That's why I say, like, I'm okay with us bringing him back in, but I think it will work. I don't, but I think it needs to happen to scratch the itch. But yeah, listen, I think if he doesn't come to Tottenham, he might well get a chance to go to United.
Sam, who's in the chat, is a Man United fan, mate. Please let us know who you would like in above all else, above all others. For me, Glasner's the perfect fit, but let us know what you're thinking and who you would like. What ones have you got there? What else ones?
I've got loads, mate. So there's this Flamengo superstar centre back called Iago or Largo. I don't know if it's a capital. I think it's Iago. It's like a capital I or an L, but I think it's Iago. 20-year-old from Flamengo. Other European teams than the ones I'm about to mention have also shown attention to him. The English club Everton and Brentford and Brighton and Bournemouth have all demonstrated strong interest and are monitoring him closely through their scouts in Brazil. The Belgian team Club Brugge also recently made an inquiry about the player.
Yeah, you know he's going to be a baller, mate.
You know he's going to be a fucking baller.
Brentford and Club Brugge. That's all you need. I don't need to hear
it. Brugge, Brighton,
and
Bournemouth. And Bournemouth, right?
Yeah.
Like listen, guys, mark that card. Iago from the shadows back over me. Iago from Flamengo is going. There you go. Foxy's in the house. Iago Teodoro. Let us know, Foxy. Are you familiar with him? I don't know him, mate. Is he?
Well, listen. You don't need to know anything, guys. Just bookmark it because you know that if he goes to Club Brugge, he'll be another 35 million pound player coming out of Brentford, Bournemouth.
Yeah, his current transfer market valuation is €1 million.
Yeah.
Reports in December 2025 stated that Flamengo rejected an offer from Bahia. I think that's a Mexican team, isn't it? For the defender, which was approximately €2 million plus a sell-on percentage. He's a Brazil under-20 international. He's got a contract that runs until the end of next year. So, because their season's different. So the end of 2026. So there you go.
Pay him for $5 million with add-ons.
And sell him 32 years later to a team like Arsenal or Tottenham or whatever else. Yeah.
Well, whoever. Interesting one. Arsenal have opened up serious negotiations with Paris Saint-Germain over a potential blockbuster deal for Bradley Barcola. This deal's been reported now 3 times by 3 different reporters. I don't know if they're each following each other. We'll see what happens with that one, but it's interesting. It could well be because Gabriel Martinelli, who was fought for his place, kicks players off the pitch and bounces balls on their head, could well be off this summer. I think he knows. He's been told in no uncertain terms, like find a club. He's still going to be worth to them £40 million easily, Martinelli. And that will give them the funds, no doubt, to replace him with a Bradley Barcola or the likes. And this is where Arsenal are stronger than anyone else, really, because they're already planning this window and the next window. And they're only interested in improving every single position they have with more. We mentioned Tino Livramento yesterday, so I won't go on with that one. But go on, Sean. Which
another player that I've caught up with a little bit, because I think it actually was Perchy that spoke to me about this Como player a while ago. He must have come across him on Football Manager or something. But his name, and I've seen him now.
It's not Nico Paz, guys. It's not Nico Paz.
Not Nico Paz. It's Jacobo Ramos, whose actual name is Jacobo Ramon. My bad. Jacobo Ramon, whose actual name is Jacobo Naveros. And that he's a 21-year-old centre back. Apparently, according to sources, Chelsea are interested in the Spanish centre back Ramon and face competition from 5 Premier League clubs. It's confirmed that Chelsea, Tottenham, and Liverpool have been watching the 21-year-old since the beginning of December, while Newcastle, Brighton, and Palace have also reportedly sent scouts. A potential transfer is complicated once again. Same with Nico Paz, by a buyback option and a 50% sell-on clause held by his former club, Real Madrid, with the buyback clause understood to be set at €8 million. Mate, Como just seems to be a feeder club for Real Madrid without the kind of connection, without the...
Got the money, Sean. There's serious money backing Como right now.
Yeah. But they don't have any official connection. Why can't other teams in the Premier League do that? Pick a team, say, listen, we'll use you as our feeder club. There won't be any connection. So it's just basically like, if you qualify for the Champions League, great. If you don't, if you do, there's no problem there. But what we'll do is we'll sell you our players for £1 million, and then we'll have a buyback clause and a 50% sell-on fee, whatever else. It's a perfect way of doing it, isn't it? With none of the complications, but all of the benefits of letting them play at the highest level. And the feeder club gets the best talent, and
they keep doing it. When you're a club like as big as they are, they have all these clauses on them. This is what Chelsea was doing: get rid of it and have a clause in it to buy it back, or
And City were doing it as well, weren't they? City did that a few years ago. They have major sell-on fees. Listen, at the moment, Tottenham need to worry about their own first team rather than worrying about.
Oh, we've got one with Jasper Parrott, Joy Parrott, haven't we? I mean,
we still got a buyback on that, have we?
I think we got some buyout or sell on or some clause on it.
Just quickly, James _119. Big up to you, my man, for the super sticker commencer of the day. Big up to you. The train has commenced. Big up to you, buddy. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your super chats, guys. Thank you. I mentioned it yesterday. Conor Gallagher is wanted by Aston Villa. We mentioned that before, but this is a new story. Barcelona are really looking to rebuild their defence with the club prioritising a left-footed centre-back. And if they can raise the £150 million by selling Firmino Lopez, they're looking to spend some of that money rivaling Real Madrid for Spurs left-footed centre-back Mickey van der Ven, who would be interested in making the move. Shock horror.
He's not going to be at Tottenham for long.
No, I think he'll be gone by the summer, I'll be honest. Barcelona are considering letting the 18-year-old midfielder Marc Bernal leave on loan, with a number of clubs interested in signing him in both the Premier League and in Spain. So that one would be interesting to watch. Chelsea, along with Liverpool, are seriously monitoring Como's rising star, Jacobo Ramon.
There you go.
There you go.
Same one. Yeah, same player. Yeah. Good player.
Crystal Palace, boss Oliver Glasner, he's 100% the front runner for the job at United. But who do we think could be the front runner to be the next Crystal Palace manager, will someone make a sideways step, or will someone with their reputation in a bit of trouble try to make good again? Because let's be honest, Oliver Glasner was an unbelievable signing after your likes of your Roy Hodgsons. Can they find another Oliver Glasner?
Yeah, they'll turn up with, like, I don't know, Italiano, or they'll get Hernis. They'll get someone out of Central Europe. They'll find someone, mate. Palace is a decent outlet, mate. It's a nice football club, and they do well. They do well enough. It's an interesting prospect for a lot of managers that want a slice of that, a taste of that Premier League pie. But as always, though, I'm not sure if Parish has got the same European reputation as Daniel Levy does, but he's cut from the same cloth.
Yeah,
with that kind of, like, we're going to hold you to contractual.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. His reputation is strong. So listen, let me ask you a question. What do RB Leipzig's winger Jan Diamonde and Club Brugge winger Christos Solis have in common?
They both want to play for Liverpool.
They both want to play for Liverpool. Both of them aren't interested in playing for Spurs. You got it. You got it. Who? No.
Jesus Christ.
We go to Liverpool. Yeah, so RB Leipzig winger Jan Diamonde has made it very clear he would love to transfer to Liverpool, as he's a huge Reds fan. And Club Brugge winger Christos Solis, who I'm a big fan of, has named Liverpool as one team he'd potentially considered to move, although he's not looking to move away from Club Brugge at the moment. They're selling. I mean, they're just a factory like all the others producing players. I was going to be
excited. That Iago then. I'm like, you know what? The links are strong enough for me. I know he's not a winger, but like, go and get me that Iago from Flamengo. Go and give him 4 or 5 million euros. Stick him in the team. If he's going to be a baller, Johnny. Don't you? You know he's going to be a baller.
Exactly. I mean, Brentford have just bought another striker from Club Brugge, an 18, 19-year-old striker, who no doubt he will turn out to be the next one. So we'll cross that bridge. Liverpool also interested in Bradley Barcola, but I'm not sure if that one is going to come off. What other ones have you got, Shawnee?
There's a player who plays for Marseille at the moment, an 18-year-old. Chelsea have been offered a second chance to sign Robinho Vaz. Premier League clubs, primarily Chelsea, but also others, have been linked with Vaz since November. It's not yet known whether Chelsea will pursue the interest they showed in Vaz in November, or if they will not proceed due to his recent slump in form. 30 million euros is the suggested valuation of this teenager. He's
they call him Vaz. They call him Vaseline because he slips in between the defenders.
There's no chafing, no chafage with that guy.
No chafage with.
There's a few others. I'll quickly run through them real super quick as we're going on it. Big up to the raid as well from Saba. Appreciate you guys.
Saba. Hit the like and hit the subscribe button, guys. If you're here for the very first time, we're trying to grow our channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Hit the subscribe button and you'll be able to follow us. Talking about all things football and yes, and Spurs, obviously.
So there's a bit of Tottenham news here. Tottenham have continued to explore bingo card stuff, Conor Gallagher's situation, and have been considering a move for the midfielder. Spurs are alerted that they may have to act soon if they are serious about Gallagher due to a definitive move made by Villa. According to sources, there have been some concern at Tottenham as Gallagher's contract at Madrid is near the top of their wage ceiling. If the finances around his personal terms can be negotiated, there has been potential to bring him back to English football. There are now new indications that Spurs remain interested in such a deal following Villa's move. Sources believe he has an interest in returning to the Premier League despite a determination to succeed in Spain. Graham Bailey has been informed that Gallagher is ready to return to England. Graham Bailey's become so shameless, mate. He just retweets team talk.
Oh, anybody else's stuff. Look, are Spurs interested in Conor Gallagher? Yes. Will he come to Spurs? No. I've lost count how many times they've tried. He's told them he's not interested. He'll go to Villa. And let's be honest, if you had a chance at Villa or Spurs right now, there's only one club you're going to choose. Let's be honest. That's the way it is. Sean,
According to a report in the Telegraph, Villa are interested in a move for Tammy Abraham.
I like Tammy. I've always liked Tammy. He had a bit of an injury, but I always liked him at Roma. He did well under Jose. I liked him at Chelsea. I've got to be honest with you.
He's over in Turkey right now.
Yeah.
At Besiktas.
Correct.
And the loan deal includes an option to make the move permanent for a fee of 11.2 million and the player's weekly wages of 115 grand a week. I wouldn't mind seeing him back. I think he's a good player. He's 28 years old. It's not that old. Still got a few, 3 or 4 good years left in him.
£10 million. What can you buy from that for that? Not very much. Not very much at all.
And he probably will go to Villa. It's the sort of thing that Villa would do.
Yeah.
And it would work. And he'd chip in with like 10 goals a season.
Correct.
And everyone would be like...
clever, Sean. He
clever
makes
bit of business.
Clever bit of business, but he makes clever runs. He's an intelligent player, having come through at Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? He knows where to find the space and the gaps in the game and being in the right place at the right time. You know, you need to have some intelligence as a footballer as well to understand it, not just the ability. It's all very well having the ability in your feet, but if you don't have the brain to understand the game, then you're not going to really make it to the tip top. We got to do, Sean. Should we just? We've been putting off. We got to do the results from the predictions, mate.
Oh yeah, okay.
Super
quick though. Okie dokie. Let's do the predicciones. Where we
can do the super chats.
Who's gonna win this weekend? Gotta predict the scores. Gotta be Nostradamus, picking wins, losses, and draws. Who's gonna win this weekend? Gotta predict the scores. Gotta be Nostradamus, picking wins, losses, and draws.
So we're going back to last weekend here, guys. West Ham versus Forest. I went for 1-1. You went for 2-1, Johnny. The chat went for 2-0. Sorry, before I get into that, the updated scores on the doors were 115 points to Johnny, 142 points to the chat, and 155 points to your current leader and obvious champion, 155 points to myself. Well, you got this one nailed on, mate. You went 2-1. It was 2-1 to Forest. 3 points to you, 1 point to the chat, 0 point to me. I don't remember the game, to be honest.
It was a game where West Ham looked like they were going to win it, mate, and then it was late goals. Gibbs White with a penalty, 90th minute or 89th minute. They had chances. I thought that might be the end of Nuno, but how many managers can you have in a season? I think Sullivan screwed over the West Ham fans. Where's the money when you're only paying $2 million a year for the stadium? And you've sold players. Where's the money for all of them? Where's the money for Declan Rice? Where's it all gone?
Yeah.
Where's the money for selling Upton Park and the land development there? Where's all the money gone for that? They pay nothing in rent. I think West Ham owners, should be the ones, West Ham, who are marching on their doorstep asking where it's all gone wrong. I can only see them going down if they lose to Spurs on the weekend. But yeah, 2-1 it was, and a huge win for Sean Dyche. But I wouldn't get too excited, Sean Dyche, because they've got a lot of problems.
Yeah. Hey, we spoke about this obviously the day after at Bournemouth, Tottenham. I went for 2-2. You went for 2-2. The chat went for 1-1. So we all got that one wrong. 3-2. Bournemouth won late with the Semenyo goal. Let's move on to Brentford, Sunderland. This one was, I went for a score draw as well, 2-2. And you went for 3-1 to Brentford, and the chat went for 2-1 to Brentford.
It was so close, Sean. So close.
What was the score on that one?
Huh?
What was the score?
3-0.
3-0. That's it. Yeah.
Thiago with another turn, and Yamulak scored the other.
Of course, yeah.
Palace
versus Villa was, we all went for away wins and we were all wrong. 0-0. Really boring game, that one. Nothing in that game between those two teams. 0-0. It finished so 0 point to everybody. Everton versus Wolves. I went for a score 1-1. The chat went for 1-1. You went for a 2-1 away win to Wolves. Interesting game.
Yeah, 2 red cards late in the game. Keane and Grealish, as usual. The hot man of the moment, Matthias Mane scoring again. Michael Keane scoring a goal and then getting sent off. They appealed the red card, but it got turned down. Listen, it's a draw for Wolves. You wouldn't have expected Wolves to have got that draw a couple of weeks ago. They're definitely making progress, Sean.
Yeah, they are. Do you actually think that there's any chance at all? Let's just quickly have a little pivot to the Premier League table. Like, is there any chance? I guess a lot of Tottenham fans are watching this. I really hope that it's too little, too late. But is there any chance, mate, that we could get caught up, or any of the teams around us could get caught up in a relegation battle? Like, Wolves are on 7 points. Okay, so they are 20 points behind us. So that's 7 wins they would need to have to get themselves out of trouble.
I can't see Burnley and Wolves. I can't see Burnley and Wolves make it. Listen, I'd love to see Wolves get out of it because, number one, I love going to Wolves, have a nice curry. But they're going to need a run, a mega run. And listen, anything's possible. But
they are currently 14 points behind Forest.
Yeah, I mean,
which is 5 wins. 5 wins of 5 wins differential.
No, they're going to have to go on like a 7-game, 8-game unbeaten run. The thing is, Forest, as bad as they are, have too many good players to be dragged back into it unless West Ham suddenly find a run.
Dr. Tottenham will see you now.
Dr. Tottenham will see you now.
So look, West Ham are 13 points behind Spurs, 12 points. Sorry, 12 points behind Bournemouth.
They're not going to make up those 13 points. I can't see them making up those 13 points.
Yeah,
no chance, mate. No chance. But listen, they need to a win for West Ham against Spurs next weekend could send the owners to sacking Thomas Frank, and vice versa. I think if they get beaten by Spurs and they struggle in the FA Cup today against QPR, he might be gone, Nuno, quicker than we think.
Yeah.
Did we
do
on
that one? Where did we get to? So the next one was City. Wait, we spoke. Who did we just speak about? Everton Wolves. So Fulham Chelsea was the next one. I went for 2-1. You went for 2-2. And the chat went for 2-1 as well. So 3 points extra there for me and for the chat. We're on a little bit of a run here, the chat. 6 points from the last 2, as myself as well. Johnny went just for a score draw.
I went for a score.
I'm pretty sure you were thinking about a Fulham victory as well.
I was talking. I did what I usually do. Yeah, I talk it all up about how I believe Fulham are on a run at the moment. Chelsea aren't great away from home. Wilson's on form. And so,
having said all that, score draw.
Score draw. And who scores the winning goal? Wilson.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. And Chelsea again. Chelsea yesterday, first game for Rosinia. And he does well 5-1 against Charlton. But City, Brighton, we all went for home wins and we were all mudded because Brighton got the point.
They did
indeed.
Brighton
well worthy of it as well, I thought.
Yeah, they definitely were. I thought they were going to run away with it. Brighton could have won the game. Brighton could have won that game. Interesting that they're in the situation that they are in, but it is what it is.
Who have City got in the next game? City have got United on Saturday. Fucking hell. And Arsenal got Forest.
Big game. Big game. Let's go to the next ones, Shawnee.
Yeah, the next game is to go through is Burnley, Manchester United. I went for a United win. You went for a United win. And so did the chat. And Burnley got the point, didn't they? 2-2, was it?
2-2.
Yeah.
2-2. And Benjamin Sesko finally getting the goals that have eluded him.
Not enough.
We'll see if it's a turnaround, Sean. We'll see if it's a turnaround. I'm not so sure, but we shall see.
Newcastle Leeds. Me and you went for 2-0 to Newcastle, and the chat went for 3-1. What a game that was! Drama in the last 5 minutes.
Mad.
Leeds will win the game.
Newcastle are the last-minute kings right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the 91st minute penalty by Bruno Guimaraes. Listen, Leeds were fantastic again. Aronson, Calvert-Lewin again with a pen. But Leeds don't feel to me like a team that should be as low in the table as they have been. They've had some really, really tough games. Manchester City, Chelsea, and others, and they've done very well. They were unlucky. Very unlucky. Newcastle fighting to the end, mate. They've definitely got something about them this season.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, especially at home. Yeah, they find a way to.
And the final game of the night was the next night was Arsenal versus Liverpool. What score did you have for that one, Sean?
I went for 2-0 to Arsenal. You went for 3-1 Arsenal, as did the chat. So 0 point all around.
Listen, what did you make of that Arsenal second half performance? That was a team that was running scared, Sean. That was a team that was scared to come out and do anything until like about 3 minutes before the end. It looked like, well, let's just sit here and then just try and nick it at the end with a set piece, which they nearly did.
Yep. I think that it's these games, like the way I remember that game was the controversy for the decision making with like potential penalties that weren't given. You know, and it just feels like.
Well, there was one incident I like to talk about, and that was the one when Florian Wirtz burst into the box and Trossard literally stepped across him. He put his whole body, stepped right across him. I've never seen such a blatant penalty in my entire life, and it wasn't given. And I mean, the Liverpool fans were going mad. Florian Wirtz couldn't understand why it wasn't given. I don't understand why it wasn't given. When in this previous night and the nights before, we've seen penalties given for exactly the same thing to a lesser extent. I couldn't quite understand how they got away with it. I watched it over and over again, and I just couldn't get it, honestly. We also had the incident which we spoke about the other day was Martinelli trying to boot Conor Bradley off the pitch and bouncing the ball on his head. Now he's out for the remainder of the season. But hey-ho, they seem to have got away with it. Who do we have as our goal scorer?
Listen, before we get into that, I just want to. Who was it that was the chat's picker? Do you remember who it was? Can anyone in the chat remind us who was it that picked the points this week?
Destiny, I think it was.
Was it Destiny? It was Desto. So he's had an absolute blinder, by the way, and he's closed the gap on me significantly with this week's score.
I know.
I went for Tijani Reinders, and obviously 0 point. You went for Semenyo, who not only did he get his last kick, last goal, whatever, he got you an extra 3 points. But he picked Bruno Guimaraes, who got a goal and an assist, getting him 4 points. Which means, Desto, you're supposed to be my mate, you little git. Which means that the total points on the doors for the week is I got the Everton Wolves game right, and I got the Fulham Chelsea game right, and that is it. I got everything else wrong. So 6 points to me. You got West Ham Forest right. You got correct outcomes for Everton Wolves and for Brentford Sunderland, and then you got 3 points for Semenyo. So you get 8 points. So you've beaten me by 2. Well done. And the chat got 12 points. They got the correct score for a correct result for West Ham Forest. They got Brentford Sunderland result. They got the correct score line for Everton Wolves, Fulham, Chelsea, and they got 4 points for Bruno G. So having said the inevitable winner was yours truly, the gap has closed to just 7 points.
It's close, chat. Come on, chat. You can do it. I'm here. I'm supporting the chat. I mean, I am the Wolves of the predictions. So, you know, I've got a rear view I've got a rear view of what's going on.
And listen, if you keep picking correct scores, and by the way, I picked Rangers because I didn't know where else to go. Because I've used all of the obvious scorers. I've used them all. And this January window has been so quiet, so tame thus far. I was expecting there to be a raft of new options in my goal scoring picks. But no, there's been nothing to work with. So at the moment, as it stands, Johnny, well done. 8 points, 123 you moved to. The chat has moved from 142 to 154. And Butler is ahead on 161 points. It's all to play for.
Only 7 points. Just quickly, Sean, for a little catch up.
It was a Diz. It was a Diz, was it? It was a Diz, not Destiny. It was a Diz.
Oh, a Diz. Sorry. A Diz. Well done.
Adiz.
Well done, a Diz. Just a quickie, Sean, on our other teams. My Cremonese got a
Hang about.
It's that time once again. It's time to check in. We're going round the world to all our second teams.
Yeah, Cremonese. My Cremonese. I nearly Cremonese'd all over the shirt. Unfortunately, Yale Treppi for Calgary got an 89th minute goal to stop us winning at home. Jamie Vardy scored again. But we listen. We were expected to go down. We were one of the favourites to go down. We sit in 13th place on 22 points, 8 points clear of relegation. And I'll be honest with you, only 4 points off of 5 points off of Bologna. So we're not doing bad. Your team, Sean, Roma, only 3 points off the top from Inter Milan. Unfortunately, Inter Milan have got two games in hand, so they're not doing so bad.
My club. My club. There they are. Dybala. Let's go. Let's go, Roma.
Your other club.
Elche, 9th in the league. 9th in La Liga.
9th in the league. 9th in the league. My club, Athletic Club, are sat in 8th. Tell me something. Barcelona, 4 points clear. Can you see Real Madrid making a comeback? Or do you think, I mean, it's only 4 points, but do you think they can get their house in order right now? Because there seems to be a lot of internal bitching, but the noise seems to have died down as far as Alonso leaving the club or players jumping up and saying, we don't like the manager.
Yeah, it's calmed down a little bit. It's calmed down a little bit, hasn't it? But it's still wide open, mate. Still wide open. You know, they got to play each other again, obviously, and then there'll be some twists and tails in that story, mate. I wouldn't say that story's dead at all. Barcelona might win it, but it's still far too early. 4 points is not enough. Super Cup tonight as well, mate. Super Cup tonight in Spain.
Super Cup. Your German team, Hamburg, where Luka Vuskovic has just won the award and beaten the hand. Yeah, there he is, Luka Vuskovic.
I've got some guy called...
he's number 44. Luka Vuskovic is number 44. He was just voted in the fan vote the Bundesliga Player of the Year. Considering he's only been there since the summer, he beat Harry Kane. He had 70% of the vote, Sean. 70% for a club of Hamburg status that are sat 13th in the league. He also won Goal of the Year with that unbelievable backhill effort from the corner. He's having an unbelievable season, your guy. Unbelievable. Can you see... I mean, he wants to stay there and play one season with his brother, who's on a 2-year ban for drugs.
Yeah.
Can you see... Look, obviously, Hamburg can't afford... They can't afford him. Does Vuskovic come back to Spurs, stay in Germany, or go to a bigger club? Apparently, he's no interest, and he refused to go to Bayern Munich if they came in for him, even.
Listen, what's this fucking shadow coming back again? What is going on? I don't think I don't know. I don't know what his future holds, mate, but I'd be surprised if he wants to come back to Tottenham at the moment. I'll be honest. You know, I don't think I just got this gut feeling that he doesn't feel like he's a Tottenham player. I don't feel like he feels like he's connected to the club. But we shall see, mate. We shall see. I wanted to come back.
Super chats, John.
We'll do the super chats and then we'll round off, Johnny. Yep. It's good. A-User, big up to you. A-User says, big up Johnny and Sean. We were outplayed yesterday. Why we can't show that energy in both halves? For me, Polinia was a unit yesterday. Ollie planted the seed. Yeah, I quite like seeing the fired up thing at the end between players.
I love it, mate. Honestly, if we had 11 Paulinias, we would not be talking about Spurs in the shit show that we are right now. It's as simple as that. He gives a shit more than anyone. When he scores a goal, it's like it means everything to him. He hates losing. And you know, Ollie Watkins doing that in his face was only going to be a catalyst to set him off. He also had a bit of a to-do because he took out Kamara early and Morgan Rogers took exception to it. Then he clashed with Morgan Rogers in the middle of the pitch and it nearly kicked off. And this was just leftovers. And it was still going on down the tunnel when he tried to hold out a hand and waited. Paulinho waited to try and shake his hand and say, look, let's let it go. Calm down now. But they were having none of it.
Yeah. Feels like when, was it Danny Rose threw a pizza at Sir Alex Ferguson? No, who was it who did that? Who was it? Do you remember years ago? Someone in the Tottenham team threw a slice of pizza at Alex Ferguson and it hit him in the face. Do you remember that story?
Oh. I don't remember the pizza. I remember that Alex Ferguson throwing the boot and it hit.
Yeah, Alex Ferguson kicked the boot into Beckham and he cut his face. But I'm sure there was someone that threw a slice of pizza and it landed on Alex Ferguson's grid.
I'm not sure about that. I'm sure there's always a story with Spurs like Eric Dyer running into the stand to have a ruck with someone that had insulted someone in his family. Remember that?
It was Cesc Fabregas. Sorry, Cesc Fabregas who threw the slice of pizza for Arsenal. Oh, fair enough.
Was it pepperoni or just a margarita? It's very important.
Yeah, let's get a bit of pepperoni in the eye.
No one pepperoni in the eye. Anyone who's experienced that will tell you.
Big up to Eamon O'Shea says, how much will Van der Ven be sold for? Maybe him and Romero could finance our rebuild. We don't need to finance our rebuild. The fucking owners can finance our rebuild. For once, put your hand in your pocket, you donuts.
But he's got a point. He's got a point. You know, if they both want to go, then Tririo, look, he's got to be 100 million euros for Mickey Van der Ven. And I think Romero's probably 70 million if he wins the World Cup.
If both of those guys want out, then should you really be selling Dragusin? Because if Dragusin really thinks he's that special, then he might get a spot in the squad next year.
Who knows, mate?
Anyway,
the way things are going, you might get a spot in the squad.
The spot on my nose, yeah, that spot on my nose might pop up. Van der Ven on interview, he looks finished, looking for an exit.
Great.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree.
Yeah. We all agree, I think.
Rob Brown, pick up to you. Rob Brown says, West Ham are signing players. We're looking at them. Yeah. Listen, look, guys, you know, we're out. Our Johan Lang is lurching in the windows of Harrods with his nose pressed against the glass, looking at all the beautiful jewels that are there. But the truth is, he's struggling in the middle aisle at Lidl to find any bargains, and it's embarrassing. You don't. We are signing 21-year-old Helgas from Sweden.
Yeah, listen. Look, all you need to know is that a club like Brighton and a club like Brentford don't sell a player until the player who is the replacement is in situ. Yeah, because had we signed the player that replaced Brennan Johnson, the loss of Kudos wouldn't be as bad as it is being felt now. Because now we've lost two players. Simple as.
Yeah, 100%. Big up to Justin Lily White, who's become a new member. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate your support, mate. Thanks very much, boss. We will be doing members content. Maybe we'll do some phone-in shows or something as well. Yeah. We'll get that going soon. And big up to Saba. First of all, thank you for the raid, mate. Thank you for the super chat, mate. You don't have to put super chats in. None of you guys do, but we appreciate it. And he says, see you boys next Saturday. And that's for the protest. Saba's making his long-awaited return to White Hart Lane.
Saba's coming home. He's coming home. He's coming home.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're in the chat and you're here for the first time, please hit the subscribe button. Or if you're a regular and you've never hit the subscribe button, please hit it, because we're trying to get to 6,000. And it's a small thing we ask you to do to help us grow so we can bring you more content, guys. So we try and grow the channel. And if you're listening on audio, please hit the follow button either on Apple or on Spotify. I think that's about it, Sean.
I promised that I wasn't going to go. I promised myself that I wasn't going to go to Tottenham until I felt like miles better in myself, because my health has been a bit of a shit show. But if I haven't met Sava, I don't know if he's 5'7" or if he's 6'3". I don't know. I don't. All I know of Sava is this bit, the bit that I've seen on screen. So
That's all that's coming, mate. The rest is he's coming via TV, by tablet. I'm going to bring Sava. I'm bringing Sava along to the demonstration. He's going to be on here live. Hey, look, Sava's here.
Sava's here. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Sensational. Big up to you, Sava. I look forward to seeing you, mate. Thanks very much for the super chat, buddy. As always, guys, we will let you all go there, and we will
enjoy your afternoon. Enjoy the football. And
I'll be back on Spurs Talk Show at some point in the next couple of hours, maybe 5, 6 o'clock, something like that. I'll be around there for maybe 4 o'clock, whenever. Sometime in the next couple of hours, I'll be on Spurs Talk Show going through everything over there. Appreciate you all. And
we'll be on,
Krang from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What a reference that is. Krang from the
Teenage Mutant. He really appreciates that one. We will be we'll be back tomorrow with more transfer news and clues, and any other stories that we will be breaking. But just the major news, obviously, of the weekend is that Arsenal are about to sign the world's best throw-in coach. You can't get better news than that, can you? You just can't. You just can't. The gift that just keeps on giving.
How do you get the title of the world's best throwing coach, by the way? Oh, what?
Is he a javelin? What is he? I mean, has he got long arms? I mean, what?
Does he know the secret sauce on how to launch the ball like Rory Delap?
Who claims that title? And what have you got to do? I mean, what makes someone, going into the training ground on a Monday morning, right, guys, line up. Right, let's check your arms. Arms up, guys. Arms up.
Yep.
Right, checking them all out. Just
EO check. The sniff test, all that stuff.
Sniff test, just to see who has all the attributes that are needed to be a champion thrower. We only have one, that's Kevin Danso. Bergvall has attempted to do it, but only managed to drop the ball on his head. I think the best one it's got to be probably Brentford's, would you say?
Coyote, yeah.
Coyote. Probably the best. All right, guys. Thanks very much. See you soon. It's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from him.
Bye.